Hi, my name is Kees and I help people from doing to being, and today I'm here with a video, what are non-physical beings? So, um, non-physical beings, that sounds very sounds very strange and sounds very esoterical maybe, but we are all non-physical beings. Everything that we are truly is non-physical, and that which we are not truly is physical. So as non-physical beings we hold physical forms in terms of the body, but we have this non-physical reality as well, and we have very much layers or different types of non-physical realities in which we're active as well. So I think one of the most clear non-physical realities for everybody is the mind, right? Thoughts, feelings, things like that. Thoughts and feelings are not physical. Everybody can understand that thoughts and feelings may affect certain choices, may affect certain behavior, but thoughts and feelings are not something which you can hold in your hands. It's not physical. It's not a physical entity. Just like we are not physical entities. We are the awareness or the spirit, right, that is aware of all these layers in ourselves. And these layers in ourselves are very much beautiful. So one of these layers is of course the physical reality of the body, or the physical reality of our circumstances. And another one is the non-physical, which is the first non-physical reality, we could say, after the physical reality, which is our mind, our thoughts and our feelings. And also different non-physical bodies we might have. There are lots of them. I won't go into detail, but one of them, for example, is the astral body, which is a more popular way, which is actually the subtle form. So if you leave the body, you still have a sort of form where you're not everywhere at once. There's still a form, just like with spirit. There's still a form. Just like with your mind, it's still a form. And that is sort of grouped together. So if the body dies, then the non-physical body, you could say, or the pranic body, as they say in India, or the astral body, as we say more in modern spirituality, actually goes up or leaves the body. And that part of our form, that piece of our form, goes to another place, and that place tends to depend, and let's not go into too much details there, but this is actually what people usually understand as ghosts or spirit. That's actually the astral body, and the astral body can take up a certain amount of form, but in the end it can take on the full physical form, which you see, in this case with me. What happens actually is very funny. So we have, and I've talked about this, we have spirit, which has a sort of mind, which has a certain amount of, which spirit is a form of everything that is, and that's what we actually are. We are everything that is. We are consciousness, we're energy, we're God, and let's say we are the ocean that expresses itself in a wave, and that wave in this sense is spirit, and that spirit is a sort of ocean on itself, which then has a mind, a certain mind, and a certain body. And that body is the physical form, but there are also non-physical parts of the form, like I just explained. So we are all non-physical beings, but not all non-physical beings have physical forms. not all non-physical beings have the forms which we have as the body. And the body is very dense. Like the body is a sort of very dense reality. The reality of the five senses is very dense, where if you want something, or you want to manifest something, or you want to create something, it takes time. It needs to all be in this dense form of physical reality. So not all non-physical beings choose to be in a physical form. And also there's a sort of recovery process from being in a physical form. It's not always possible to go instantly to a next physical body. And there's also not always the motivation, because in the physical body we feel, especially on earth, we feel separate. We feel, at the beginning, we learn this sort of identity, and we start identifying ourselves with the body, and with that we need to wake up to our bigger non-physical reality in this life, in order to start to understand, hey, wow, we're more, and we can do more, and we are more complete and more relaxed, and we are more open, and this is not everything that is sort of in reality. Sort of the physical form is not everything. So if the body dies, we don't die. So that takes a while, and some people don't only realize that at the moment of death, at the moment of leaving the physical body. But other people start realizing it earlier, and we see that more and more people start realize their true identity, if there is such thing, in their physical form. So they can start living as a non-physical being in the physical being, knowing that you're a non-physical being. But back to the subject. So what are non-physical beings? So non-physical beings can be in many forms, many by many names, of course. So non-physical beings is, on one hand, it's everybody. So if you can speak to non-physical beings, for example, you have the possibility to speak to everybody's non-physical being as a non-physical being yourself. And this is called interbeing. So it's being together as one, you could say. So it's speaking sort of soul to soul with, or as non-physical beings, to each other. And you can do that without the physical form. You can do that through the mind. And this is what, like if you have a good medium, they can do that, for example. So you have all these, let's say you all have this non-physical part which you can communicate with, but you also have, let's say, the non-physical part of somebody that is no longer in a body anymore, and maybe has gone to another body, or maybe not. So there's the humans, or previous humans, or whatever you can call it. And parts of that are some of the great masters we've had, spiritual masters like Jesus or Buddha, etc. And wouldn't it be nice to have a conversation with them? Well, that's actually possible, because they are non-physical beings that haven't been lately in a physical form. So all these humans in non-physical form are available for you to have conversations with, if you're open for that, and if you have a way of doing that, or you can use another person to be able to do that with. But there are also, let's say, helpful non-physical beings, which are from other planets, or from other star systems, or from other places, and some of them you can call angels or gods, or there are many names that people use for non-physical beings, and there's not, let's say, one name that's better than another name. Personally, I'm not one to go searching for contact with non-physical beings if I don't have to, because I don't feel the need. But it is interesting, because I sometimes am contacted by non-physical beings and have conversations with them. And it's really fun. It's really fun because usually there's a layer of wisdom, higher wisdom than most people in their physical form. And I'll make a video in the future about what to, what some of the caution points are when you talk to non-physical beings, but also some of the benefits or the great things that can come out of them. But that contact is really cool because it's great to know that there's not only the physical reality, and it's great to know that there is more in life, and that when you die in the physical form, that this is something you can realize in this life as well. When you die in the physical form, you don't die. You don't really die. There is no dying. There's just leaving the physical form and going either to another physical form or staying in the non-physical reality where you're always in that form. But also, when your karma is done as a non-physical being, still the laws of the universe are the same, and you stop existing on a non-physical reality as well. So it's all a temporary experience, a temporary expression, but there is no time in the universe. Actually, there's always only the now, and time is just a projection of the mind or usage of memory. And since non-physical beings don't have a sort of the memory that we have, it's not the same, and it's not the same thing in that sense. Time doesn't go by in the same way. So it's a very different experience for non-physical beings to talk about time or to go through time or things like that, unless they're also in a physical form or used to that. So a good thing to know is, you could say if you're scared of ghosts or scared of non-physical beings, you could say we're all ghosts, right? We're all ghosts that are wearing this spacesuit right now. So there's nothing to be afraid of because we're all energy, and everything is energy. And the non-physical beings are also, some of them have been physical before, but also the good thing to know is that we're all non-physical. So it's not something separate, it's not something different, it's something other than we are. No, it's something that we all also are. And that's why we're able to communicate or recognize or understand, and communicate and interbe, right? What we're all are being on this planet with non-physical beings. So, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm still evolving. Let me know if you have some interesting comments or some interesting questions or experiences regarding to non-physical beings. Let me know. And I'll make a video soon about contact with non-physical beings and how to go about that and do it in a good way, etc. I think that's it. So see you later. Ciao.